I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you watch this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. Well, it's happening, and it's now finally happening in New York. What am I talking about? Well, the mass exodus of people abandoning properties. So we've been following this on the channel for years now from different cities across the world. And what is it tied to? Housing crisis, housing affordability, commercial affordability. The Canadian proper, now the American proper, is getting to a point where they can no longer live in their own cities. It's been happening in Canada and Australia and New Zealand and the UK for the last 8 years. And the US has had it good, let me tell you. But now it's catching up to their major cities. It's happening in California, but mind you, California has been having a mass exodus for the last 13 years now. But I'm talking about like now. You got Washington State, and they're blaming the tech workers when it's foreign investing coming in and buying out all the locals. Look at King County statistics. Look at Seattle, Washington statistics and see how, when the city of Vancouver, Canada, put in a foreign buyer's tax, and where do the foreign investors go? South of the border to buy up Washington State. So anyways, take a look at it on your own accord and you guys will know what I'm talking about. So let's go to article scan here. So here it is, guys. Here are the stories, guys, that basically you'll find on my channel. Canadian brain drain is for real. The relocation called Vancouver brain drain. I put this video up 3 years ago because you're seeing a lot of young families. I'm one of those statistics that left the big city. Lots. Housing brain drain. Follow up. Vancouver, Sydney, Australia brain drain. It just keeps going. Toronto, Vancouver delinquencies rise. Mass exodus. So then you go into, you type in exodus on the channel. Toronto mass exodus housing crisis. Now, Toronto's having a mass exodus right now. They're reporting it. They are reporting the mass exodus today. Where were they a year ago when it was happening? There it is right there. Blue State exodus gains momentum. Melbourne vacancy rate. Alberta energy exodus. Vancouver mass exodus. Young families leaving. Edinburgh, Scotland exodus. Sky high property prices. Mass exodus from your city. Housing crisis. Look at this. 3 years ago, I even put a picture of Moses. Seattle heading for a crash. That's from 2 years ago. Because of the foreign investing activity and shadow flipping and money laundering that went in there. Okay, so here it is. Goodbye. New York, California, and Illinois. Here, hello, where? So I found an article that actually tells us where people are moving. And we're getting it from payroll, and we're getting it from U-Haul rentals, and we're getting it from different sources to give us an idea of where people are moving. 3 states have seen an exodus, but it's not all to Texas, and it's all about taxes, right? Where can you get the best tax breaks, best tax rebates if you're living in the States? New York, California, Illinois have been hemorrhaging residents, hemorrhaging residents. That's a long word. Almost 3.2 million more people left those states for elsewhere in the U.S. than arrived from other states from 2010 to 2019. So more people have moved lately, in the last 6 months, let's say, than has moved from 2010 to 2019. That's a massive walk away, guys. Put that in your head. That's a massive walk away. According to population estimates released last week by Census Bureau, 9 other states saw net out migration for more than 100,000 people over that period, but none really came close to the big 3. So the states people are leaving, net domestic out migration. New York, 1.4 million. California, 912,000. This is 2010 through 2019, right? Illinois, almost 1 million. New Jersey, 500,000. So all these states, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Connecticut, Maryland, Massachusetts, Kansas. Now, if you look at New York, it has a housing affordability issue and a commercial rental issue. California, same thing. Illinois, same thing. Illinois has got 4 or 5 layers of government they have on the hook for pensions, right? New Jersey, same thing. Michigan, not really, but I think people are leaving because they have a water crisis. They have all kinds of crises up there, and gangs taking over and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't blame anyone for wanting to leave Michigan. Pennsylvania, property prices are on the fence, but I guess these other states down here, Massachusetts is expensive. Boston, yeah. but white people would leave Kansas and Louisiana? Kind of, yeah. Thanks to 2 million more births than deaths and 1 million newcomers from other countries, California's population still grew by about 2 million over this period. A gain that trailed only those of Texas, Florida, and New York's population grew, but only slightly. So here it is. Where are New Yorkers moving? Well, here we go. We got it. We got some statistics here. Let me zoom this in. See if we can get a better view for you guys. There it is. Florida, 205,000 people. So Florida saw the most New Yorkers. Then we got New Jersey, 149,000. North Carolina, 77,000. Pennsylvania, 68,000. California, wow. Wow, so New Yorkers are moving to California. They still believe in the American dream? Wow. Texas, 59,000. Connecticut, 53,000. Georgia, 43,000. South Carolina, 34,000. And Virginia, 29,000. The adjusted gross income of New York taxpayer who didn't migrate averaged $88,940 from 2012 to 2018. Those who left for Florida, New Jersey, California, and Connecticut made more money than that. Those who moved to other states in the top 10 less. So in some cases, much less by far. Most affluent groups of migrants from New York was the 1,309 taxpayers who moved to Wyoming, who had an average income of $179,000 per year American. It was like 230,000 Canadian. So they did this basically. So they did this in a way where they're just fed up, sick and tired of the big cities, right? Do you know your neighbors anymore? I read an article the other day. Do you even know your neighbors? Do you take the time to get to know your neighbors anymore? That's the scary part nowadays. We're becoming more and more distant. Where Californians are moving. So where are Californians moving? Oh man, they're moving to the walking journey state, Texas. 207,000 Californians moving. An average income of taxpayers are $76,000 of the 200. Wow. Nevada, 149,000. Washington. That's why Washington's been in a rut lately, because Washington and Oregon, 114,000. Oregon, 113,000. And that's why those two states have been getting a kick in the pants with price increases in the last 3.5 years, 4 years. Arizona, 89,000. Idaho, so the rest of the states are smaller there. The adjusted gross income from California taxpayer who didn't migrate averaged $84,641. So there you go. There's people that so this is where people from Illinois are moving. Florida, 75,386. Texas, 69,832. Indiana, 55,090. California, 42,000. Wisconsin, 41,000. I guess they go to California a bit, join a tent city, maybe join a cult or something, and then move out east and then move out. I don't know. Maybe they join a gang or something. I'm not sure. So there it is there. So now let's move on to this. Apartment vacancies hit record high in Manhattan. The exodus of people from New York City now means that a record 13,178 apartments have been listed for rent in Manhattan, more than twice as many apartments as were available for rent this time last year. This is not good. So rental prices also on the decline as landlords look to entice tenants to move into their buildings. So this is something that we saw happening in Vancouver 2-3 years ago. And we're seeing this happening in the city of Toronto 1-2 years ago. In the city of Vancouver, they were offering tenants that moved in 1 year's worth of free wine. They were even tenants were offering, if you rent our apartment, we'll give you free avocado on toast for a year. It's actually on my channel. You could actually see that video. They're doing all kinds of stuff to try and get their properties rented out, and you don't even want to know what they're doing to try and get their properties sold. But yeah, it's a big deal, and this is why we're seeing a mass exodus from these cities, because it all ties to housing and affordability. Back to article scan. Rental prices also on the decline. We said Manhattan dropped 7.6%, although it's still nowhere near as cheap. A studio will run you an average $2,668 a month, while a 2-bedroom apartment averages $4,620. That's about 5,900 Canadian, maybe 6,000 Canadian for a 2-bedroom apartment. So people in Vancouver are complaining that a 2-bedroom apartment is $2,400. Mind you, we get taxed more in Canada. So New York City relocations accelerating to at a substantial pace, local movers say. So here it is. This is the article right here. What are movers saying? Even as the number of confirmed COVID cases leveled, nobody cares about COVID. Big Apple's is moving. Company Oz Moving, for example, told Fox Business that the volume of moves continues to rise at a substantial rate, in addition to a drastic spike in shortage compared with years prior. See, in the United States, they're lucky. They have a city that becomes unaffordable or unattractive or dangerous. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of cities they could move to. In Canada, we have 4 cities. In Australia, you have 4 major cities. We're stuck. All our cities are already bought out. Whatever's left over is being bid up in bidding wars right now in the middle of COVID, and we don't stand a chance. The city will not be the city we lived in. Real estate markets turns red hot as New York City flees. So what happened in Vancouver, for example? Vancouver started molding itself around more of a Chinese city. You can look it up here. It's becoming more and more of a... See? Vancouver has been transformed by Chinese immigrants, so it's changing the everything. Your neighbors, everything changes. The things change, and price of housing is going through the roof. It's a magnet for immigrants, and what's happened is the same thing in New York City. It's starting to change. And you're going to see it when more immigrants come in to take these high-priced locations and apartments and homes and rentals. The people start the people locals, American proper, mass exoduses and leaves to other cities and states. New York City faces business exodus. Officials unclear as to full extent of the losses report. Right now on Manhattan on 5th Avenue, from what I've heard from somebody that told me that the average per square foot is going for about $600 US per square foot on 5th Avenue. And back in the day, the lowest it's been that's the lowest it's gotten to since 9/11, believe it or not, September 11th. So retail chains, restaurants have abandoned unsustainable New York City over the past few months due to the COVID, according to the report. So they're blaming COVID. This has been in the making for a long time, guys, and housing affordability just hasn't been there, and people are living within means. And now with the support or the support checks that are cutting back on, it's going to be a hell of a show to see. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo pushed to reduce geographic footprints of travelers as a major centerpiece of his pandemic contamination policy, limiting travel within tri-states. So they tried doing that in Australia, and people were fleeing the city of Melbourne. And let me show you what happened with that. So guys, feast your eyes on this, especially the city of Melbourne has 3 million people, and look at it right now. They issued a lockdown and shut down the entire state of Victoria has been shut down. No one could leave, enter, and no one could really leave their house without anything, like without a proper reason, and that's it. Look at that. So people living in the United States, take a look at Australia, because I want you guys to see what New York might become like if people keep moving out. I'm thinking if people keep moving out, they're going to start putting military checkpoints like they did in Australia. And they're going to start doing this, and they're going to be putting up cameras while everybody is inside, because apparently that's what's been happening. And rolling out the 5G, and that's it right there, man. Those are not still images. These are real images, guys. Look at this. Look. That's not an image. Look at that. That's a Monday morning. So I kind of wanted to throw this footage out there. It's from Australia Lockdown. Right here it is, guys, on Facebook if you guys want to join the group and check out what's happening there. So let's keep going. So there it is. Businesses exodus. So this thing right here that they said here, this contamination or geographic movement, I think they're going to create laws and they're going to put things in place where it's going to make people it's going to be very hard to escape New York. New York City is dead forever, according to one proud New Yorker. Not according to James Alterer, but the best-selling author. Okay, let's move here. I love New York City. To be fair, New York may be feeling the most profound impact, but several cities have been hit hard. Check out the staggering stats on San Francisco. Again, San Francisco is another city where affordability is not there, and it's transforming. City is transforming like Vancouver has, and so has Seattle and Oregon has. So it's creating a mass exodus eastbound, right? Wagons east. New York has rejected $1 billion in fraudulent unemployment claims since the beginning of the pandemic. Here you go, guys. So since the beginning of the pandemic, more and more unemployment fraudulent claims. You must be seriously people must be seriously desperate or starving to have to apply and fraudulently apply for benefits. 1 billion. And it says, what is this? The agency has paid out an estimated $40 billion in benefits, the reports say, and we'd be willing to bet that more than a couple of those aren't exactly legitimate either. So 1 billion in fraudulent unemployment in New York. And then don't forget the danger zone in New York. Now 49 people shot in the last 72 hours in New York as the city hits its expiration date. The gentrified New York City that made the Big Apple the envy of billionaires, oligarchs, child molesters, and money laundering criminals from all over the world is no more. And in its place is the hellish New York from the 1970s. So here it is, guys. It's coming back. Yes, the gentrification did happen. Gentrification did happen. There was a big cleanup there. But I'm going to put this over here at the front because I'm going to take some information off this article for my description. Year to date, there have been 1,087 shooting victims. So far, 888 different incidents throughout the city. So there's a couple with the double and triple shootings. Roughly double the crime observed in 2019. Last year, at this time, there had been 577 shooting victims and 488 incidents in New York City. What are they going to do? They're going to start pulling the guns. That's what they do. When they're going to take statistics like this and start taking and create a gun ban. I'm pro-gun, right? But this is pretty, they're going to use this. They're going to use this as an example, and they're going to get people to rally and protest for stuff like this. And that's something they've been working on for a while now. They've been working on it since, I think it was just after the Kennedy administration. They've been trying to pull the guns. You know what I'm saying? A Carter administration, after the Carter, I think it was. And New York City police make fewer arrests as violent crimes rise. New York City's police have made fewer arrests amid the COVID pandemic, prompting questions from some elected officials and criminologists over whether that has played a role in the rise of shootings and other violent crimes. Officers made 84,930 arrests between January 1st until August 9th. Wow. Holy crap. So, New Yorkers leaving. There's a good article, you guys, from the New York Post you could check. New Yorkers keep moving out of the city to suburbs and other states. You guys want to check this out. It talks to U-Haul movers and all kinds of stuff. You might want to check this article out. Now, with the cost of affordability being one of the main things. So, there it is, guys. I made a lot of videos. I've been warning about this in a lot of cities have been facing this mass exodus, right? It's not just California, Illinois, and New York. It's been happening all over the Commonwealth, and it's been happening because of housing affordability. Watch this. Watch this, guys. If you're still tuning in, you're in for a little treat. I think this is the one. Homeless people in... Hold on. Let me find the one. Let me find the video. I think it's this one. Neighborhoods probably won't see... let me see.
Yeah, that's why they got office space.
Where resident... No, it's not that one. Let me find it. It's going to be worth the wait, I promise. So it's right there. Here it is, right here. Foreign buyers overlooking Vancouver. So Vancouver is completely dry because the mass amount of exodus of people leaving the city of Vancouver was absolutely phenomenal 4 years ago, right? I'm one of those people. I left. I moved to a small town. I'm not dealing with the big city life. For what? Foreign buyers overlooking Vancouver heading to Seattle in frantic pace. Chief economist says foreign buyers tax will be likely to go to court if implemented in a U.S. city. So real estate agents were calming foreign investors to park your money in Seattle because they could take that to court. So they put the foreign buyers tax in Canada, which was trying to protect. Then you have... So you type in, this is what happened in Canada. Aboriginals and whites leaving Metro Vancouver. And this is from a few years back. Aboriginals and whites leaving Vancouver for other regions of BC, particularly to live in the Fraser Valley, Vancouver Island, Okanagan. So people are leaving. This mass exodus has been happening for years. And now they're starting to put the finger on the pulse and connecting the dots. It's all housing. It's housing affordability. It's foreign investing. And Canada would be in a recession. Imagine they printed an article like this in the US. If this made headlines in the US. If an article like this... Look at this. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. Wow. Imagine they put that on a headline in the US, like the National Post or the New York Times, even the Miami Herald puts America would be in a recession without money laundering. Wow. Canada has laundered billions of dollars. People park money. We got 200 billion so far recorded from 2011 to 2015. And the other last 5 years, it's actually been, they're saying 440 billion laundered through shadow flip through real estate. And there it is by province. So I kind of wanted to throw that out there, let you guys know what is happening. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What is happening? Where are things headed? Well, you're starting to see the mass exodus. Are they going to be replaced with big money? Is big money going to fill the shoes? Are they going to start importing? Is America going to start tripling up on importing money like Canada has? Look at an article from 4 years ago. Watch this. Oh, did they get rid of that? Oh, did they get rid of that article? Canada wants more Chinese. And there's the article there. Looks like it's changed. So they're looking at about 500,000 per year. And this is from a few years ago. Bringing in 500,000 lucrative money. Spend more money. And Canada opening more visa offices could help Canada compete for Chinese worker students in lucrative tourist business. And that's what it is. We're fighting over offshore money. But now with COVID restrictions, capital outflows not leaving China anymore, they're finding ways. We're in the technology age, guys. We're in the information age. You could move things around real quick. And people are using a lot of Bitcoin to launder money. And what they're doing is they're buying their Bitcoin, coming offshore, and then transferring their Bitcoin over and into accounts here. So that's another thing that's happening. And then securing it into real estate. Let me know what you guys think. Escape New York. Are you one of those statistics? I'm one of the statistics from my city. Let me know what you guys are what is happening in your neck of the woods. Comment below. Let me know. Thanks for watching.